Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Library Board of Trustees. Today is Tuesday, July 15, 2025. The time is 6:09. I would like to start the meeting. I would like to have a call to order for roll call.
Trustee Pacheco.
Present.
Trustee Powell. Present. Trustee Lex.
Present.
President Tronco.
Present.
Excellent. And Vice President Goodman has let us know she will join us shortly.
All right, thank you. May we stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In regards to the election of officers,
I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to postpone the election of officers until we have a full board, unless we hear that that's not going to happen, but to, allow everyone to participate.
is there a second?
I'd like to second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. So doing so, may we get an approval of the agenda? July 15th today.
Motion to approve.
Make it a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you,
Aye.
everyone. May also, for the next item, may I get approval of the minutes for May 2025, please?
Move that the amendment, or the minutes of the previous meeting included in the packet be accepted as presented.
Make it a second, please.
I'll second.
All those in
Aye.
favor? Oh, aye.
Aye.
Hearing none. Opposed? Was there any public comment, Shayla?
There were no public comments through the email, and there
All
don't
right.
seem to be any in the
Sounds
chamber.
good to me. May we move on to the next item, which is presentations, report from the Daly City Public Library Associates, please.
So we are lucky today to have DCPLA's CFO, Natalia De Vera of the Daly City De Vera. She is here to report.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Natalia De Vera, and I am on the DCPLA Board of Directors as CFO as of this year. So thank you for having me, and nice to meet you all. Our announcement for today is for our annual Art and Lit Fest. Please mark your calendars for our 4th annual Art and Lit Fest on September 27th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Our team has been working diligently and sponsorships are starting to come in. But if you have any companies in mind who might be interested in supporting our Daly City Public Libraries, please let us know as we are constantly looking for new and exciting sponsors. We have filled all of our vendor tables, but we do still have space in our art gallery. So please invite any artists that you may know who would be interested in showcasing their art and direct them to our website at dcpla.org and click on the Art and Lit tab to sign up. Then lastly, we are very excited to announce that our stage this year will feature DJ Qbert as our headlining act. If you don't know who he is, you should definitely look him up on Instagram. He is a master and a legend on the turntables, and you do not want to miss his performance. We also feature many other wonderful performers, such as Anthony Garcia from Skyline College, who will be performing a few songs from musicals, Brisbane-based nonprofit Lyrical Opposition, as well as our very own Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, Kaylee Chu, and first runner-up, Olivia Verroy. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you all at the Art and Lit Fest on September 27th, 2025. Thank you.
Did any of my fellow trustees have any comments or questions?
No.
All right.
Thank you very much for coming, Natalia.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, it's nice to meet you, and it's always great to see a new member of the DCPLA board making the report
Yeah,
at our monthly meetings.
excited to be here. Thank you.
Set them up for us, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. And congratulations.
Congratulations, yeah.
Thank you, everyone. May we move on to the next item, Director's Report, Collection Development Policy.
Absolutely. I think I mentioned this in a previous meeting, but the California Freedom to Read Act, or AB 1825, put in some requirements for public libraries that receive any kind of funding, which we do, to have in place a collection development policy. We had one already, and they it needs to be reviewed by the state library. So I wanted to bring it, we wanted to do some updates because it definitely needed a little bit of updating, and I wanted to bring a draft to you guys to go ahead and give it a review and suggest any additional changes and or endorse it before we send it off. And so I know there's at least a few comments. Anyone else have anything that they noted from the policy? I sent 2 copies. One had the changes marked so you could see what it was, but it makes for a little bit of a difficult read. And then there was a clean copy so you could see what it, if all those changes were adopted, what it would look like.
Fine.
This is a policy that's meant to guide the librarians when they do their routine work of selecting materials, and it helps keep us, on path and directs us in how we need to focus our funding, our choices for how we spend our funding.
I guess for me, my only comment or question is, will we have it also available in any other languages other than English?
Oh, currently our policies are only in English. That's an interesting question. Have to look into. We do have quite a number of policies, but we could look into getting them translated into other languages. That would be interesting. They are all published on our website, and then they're available, of course, at the libraries. Is there any other feedback? Is it otherwise an excellent document? It is a living document, so obviously it will come back from time to time. So this is not your final chance to make any changes.
Would you like a motion to approve the document as amended, both in terms of the strikeouts and add-ins as well as comments from library board members?
That would be wonderful, thank you.
So moved.
May we get a second, please?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Hearing none opposed, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If we do get feedback from the state librarian, I'll bring it back to you at that point.
And then for the next item for the trustees report for DCPLA/Library Board collaboration on community-driven giving.
So we have a subcommittee of the library board working with one member of the DCPLA board on a project that was initiated by a board member to do some sort of grant giving that's based on input from the community, direct input from the community. So this has been in the works. We had our runner-up Youth Poet Laureate's mom has a background in developing survey materials, and so she brought her expertise to this project. And so attached is a draft of a survey that can be used to gather that input for this project. And we wanted to bring it to the larger group to get any input, if there's any edits or suggested changes of any kind that people would like made before we go into implementing it.
My comment was just the same as the last, if it can also be potentially provided in a language other than English as well.
Thank you for that comment. I should have added, the DCPLA board generously agreed to fund this project with $5,000. So that would be what the input would be gathered to direct.
Right, yeah. That would actually be stated on the poster as indicated in the draft, so. But always good to recognize the great work that DCPLA is doing. Couldn't do it without them.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the community proposes.
Once you all review the data that's given, are you then going to decide, or are you going to put it into like bullet points and put out like another survey? Just to have it more condensed, because when you put like a free line, anything can be added. It's going to be kind of hard to tally out what's needed.
The group working on this did discuss that. It definitely makes for a longer process, but I think everyone wanted to see what the results were. Is that a correct?
Yes,
summary?
no, I would agree with that. And, there are a number of options, the one you've suggested, or that committee taking a look and saying this one clearly fits, the concept and the spirit of what we're trying to do best, and make the award based on that, rather than going out and, I think in some ways the quicker we can respond to this public input, the more meaningful it's going to be to the people who have made it. So rather than having people kind of think, well, that's, or, I just kind of disappeared, what happened?
Yes.
But it's open. It's not defined at this point. And if there's, feelings as we move through the process, then, everyone would be encouraged to share those ideas, and they would certainly be considered.
Makes sense. I'm interested to see what the common themes are of what's needed, and what the response is.
Well, I would think that the results would be reported back to the board,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
once they're known.
And we talked about how best to distribute it. So obviously online, but a lot of people still respond well to paper, and so and then trying to solicit input from people who are not users of the library. That's always a perennial challenge, but something, when we go and do outreach, that's a good opportunity for that. We can work with our community partners as well.
Yeah, and again, I would like to thank DCPLA for its collaboration, and especially identifying Astrid, as a member of the committee, because she has unique skills that are going to help make this a much better product than we could have done, I think, based on the expertise that individual board members or members of the committee would bring.
Yeah.
And she's so well organized, and, it's
Yeah,
terrific.
it was great to have that expertise. Definitely.
Were there any more questions or comments on this item? Would it be okay if we make a motion for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, motion passes.
Okay. Get to move forward with that project.
And for the next item,
So, this was brought up at our previous meeting, the topic of ballot measures for establishing library funding. And I had sent out to this group and some other people an opportunity to attend, virtually attend, an online training that was from the California Library Association. They have something called the Ursula Mayer Advocacy Fund Training, which it's a series, an ongoing series, but this one was specifically covering the topic of library funding measures, and was led by a couple of people who had been really successful in Pasadena with both a bond and I think probably a property tax measure. And so I can kind of summarize. If I believe that Dr. Lex, you also attended. Did anyone else have a chance to attend? So I thought it was really a really helpful thing. It was a smaller group, and people had the opportunity to ask questions. So they went over the types of measures. So as I mentioned, I think they did both. So there are bond measures, which are to generate a large amount of money for a big project.
Capital.
A capital project. Right. And then there are parcel taxes, which are for generating ongoing operating expenses. And they talked about the two ways you can get something on the ballot. So there's citizen initiatives, and then there's measures that are put on the ballot by local government that would go through your elected officials, so your city council in this case. The citizen initiative just needs a simple majority, so that has an advantage. So if you wanted to pass something that came through the local government, you do need a supermajority, which is 2/3 to vote yes for that. So that is a much higher hurdle. The citizen initiative, however, you do need to gather signatures to put that one on the ballot. Another thing that came up was, this is just the law, of course. You cannot use public resources for political purposes. So that, that's a constraint. So you need you need people to donate, you need people to volunteer. The presenters at this particular session did really emphasize how beneficial they found their consultants to be, and their pre-polling, which I thought was interesting. And it's true, I think everyone has an idea of what would pass, what would not pass, but we don't know. We have not pre-polled. And then also, finding something that will pass, making sure that obviously you're telling a good story, but also that you are specifying, promising a level of service that is going to, if this passes, you will be able to provide to your community. And I did try and find out. I was asked about if we were looking at a tax, a parcel tax, how many parcels there are, and there are 24,992 parcels in Daly City. So I thought that was interesting. I never really thought about that before. Shout out to the county for getting back to me with that information. So did I miss something, Bill?
No, I think you've hit a lot of the major points. I'll just reiterate what Chayla said about the recommendation on the use of consultants. Mm-hmm. They found them invaluable because they had so much more insight into the process, and they have an experience base that no community starts out with organically. So that's the good news. The bad news is they cost a fair amount of money based on the population that they're, the unit that they're contracting with, and also on the number of people they actually survey that give them the results that then they present back to the organization that's contracted with them. They differentiated between different kinds of library supporters and support groups versus library users, and how that can be sorted out by consultants using a variety of statistical and demographic tools. Let's see if I found anything else out. So I thought it was a very good session. I was told was going to be recorded and be available for viewing after the fact. So Jayla, if you have that information, maybe you could send it out.
Yeah, they have a YouTube channel. I haven't yet checked, but it's probably up already. If it is, I can send out the link.
Okay. And then, as long as we have DCPLA representatives here, I'm curious, do you know if anyone from DCPLA either sat in on the live webinar or has viewed the recording of the session?
Yes, Clayton Koo said that he was there in the live.
That's right, I remember. His name was, up there. I only put Bill for name, my name, but I saw Clayton Koo up there. Thank you.
I do plan on watching it later. I wasn't available that day, but I'm very interested in the topic and I want to learn more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So anyway, thank you very much for identifying that and sending it, making it available to us.
The devil.
Boy, that's magical, huh?
That was magical.
Say his name, look what happened.
So that's all I would add.
Okay, so I can certainly send out that link. The board asked to bring this to the meeting, so I don't know if you want to discuss where, if anywhere, you want to go with it next. If you want to form maybe a subcommittee or discuss it here.
Yeah, that's a very good idea, and I think we should, identify two members of the board who would be interested in working with DCPLA to discuss what Pasadena did so successfully and whether or not there might be lessons there for Daly City and its library system.
Should we wait till we have like all five of us?
Well, in terms of voting or moving this forward as, something sort of a first step, I don't know that we need to wait
Okay.
for Rachel. I think one of the important things for whoever's going to serve on this is availability, because some of us have complicated schedules. I mean, Rachel's the perfect example. She's an outstanding member who's working quite a distance
Ways,
away.
yeah.
So are there any people with particular interests in this?
I'll join it.
And I'm certainly willing to do it as well.
Well,
I guess of all the
That it-
members of the board, I have the most flexibility.
well, that is a committee.
Okay, and then, I would invite Clayton if he is, able to serve from DCPLA or anyone else, who would like to join us, and then we can find a mutually agreeable time and place or, mode to meet and begin the discussion.
Sounds like a plan.
So we'll assume we'll hear back from you guys.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Do we have to make a motion for that, Shayla, or do we just go to the next item?
I think you can just go to the next item.
All right. Maybe we move on to the next item, announcements and communications.
I had one announcement. I hope I have not previously announced. Oh, yay! Supervisor Jackie Spear brought our proposal for the Peninsula Library System to be awarded a Measure K grant, which is lovely. It's going to be actually $50,000 to the Peninsula Library System libraries to develop programming over the course of 1 year that provides residents with meaningful opportunities for connection and inclusion in the wider community, strengthening civic and social ties and engagement, delivering library services to diverse populations, of course, and developing knowledge of community needs and interests, and also doing something new and interesting that engages non-users. So there is a team of people, representatives from the various libraries that are working on that, planning that out, because we do have, as I said, a year to do this. But I just wanted to mention it to you, and I thought I'd reach out later by email to see if you had any ideas you might want to submit to the group. So, because we're in the idea gathering stage. So I thought it was a really interesting opportunity for us. There's what we're envisioning now is that there will be larger programs that we can hold at throughout the county, so that different people in different parts of the county don't have to drive all the way down south or all the way up north. We will have them in the north, central, and south parts of the county, and then also some smaller programming that takes place at the branch, and the branch would have each library would have an opportunity to apply for some of that funding, up to $5,000, in fact, to do something locally, which is more in line with what Daly City would be able to do, because we don't have that larger venue. But our neighbors in South San Francisco do. Anyway, that was very exciting, so I wanted to announce that one.
Is this the part where we talk about like visiting a branch or anything like that, or is this the part of it, or is that the next part?
Yeah, that would be a good thing to do now before we circle back to the beginning of the agenda. Yeah, is it through the chair?
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
Trustee Pacheco was just asking about talking about his visits to the library. Can we finish the announcements and communications
Sure.
before we go back?
Sure.
Oh, we can do that now? Okay. Well, I finally got to visit the Westlake branch. I know, after how many years, huh? And it was interesting. You're very popular there, I'll tell you that. But Karen was really nice. She really showed me the whole area, and she showed me where the roof was damaged. And here's one thing I like. I love that fish tank. I couldn't stop looking in there. She had a tough time pulling me out of there, you know. But I love the setup. In my view, that is the second largest branch. Of course, Ceremony's first, and then I would say this one's second, and John Daly would be the third. But it was a really good visit. You know, I was very blessed to find parking right away on the side.
That is
Was really lucky. I was really lucky. And, you know, considering I live very near there, everything is there. I love the computer setups and everything. They even showed me the scanners, and even where you can borrow those things. Yeah, notebooks. Yeah. So it was a very good visit. Yeah. Now I can finally say I've visited all of them. So it was a good visit. Thank you.
It's a beautiful library.
Can I add something too about, I went to the San Mateo Public Library for their trivia night. I don't know if anyone's ever done it, but put on by San Mateo. I think it's quarterly on a Friday. You just sign up, and a few of my friends work there.
Oh yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. So I was like, does it cost you guys a lot to do this? I wanted to find out. And they were like, well, Daly City probably wouldn't be able to do this, but it was good. So if anybody ever wants to do it, the next one's in October.
Nice.
Before we move on, it just occurred to me that I left two what I think are important parts out from that webinar put on by CLA. And that is that, well, they said this. The success of a campaign to raise money for libraries, either through bond measures or parcel taxes, is a referendum on the service that the library provides the community and reflects the value that people hold. And they used a couple of phrases that I liked. One is, the campaign begins at the counter. So every patron that comes in is going to form an impression based on the service that he or she receives. When they ask for service, ask a question, need help, check out an item, whatever it might be. And the other thing that was said is that every library is a PAC, a political action committee. And I thought that probably rang true as well, that every library is going to have its collection of people who affiliate with that, want to see it prosper, and would be willing to be involved in a volunteer effort to, raise the awareness of a parcel tax and raise money to support consultants, lawn signs, bumper stickers, and whatever other expenses that might be incurred through that kind of a campaign. So the campaign begins at the counter, and every library is a PAC. Thank you.
Do we want to circle back to the election of officers?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, well, that would be the last item of business then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we held off, or the board moved the election of officers to the end so that we can have you whole. Yes, you did.
I won't say how many accidents I passed, but it was,
I'm glad you weren't one of them.
yeah, 2 hours is pretty much record time.
LA traffic.
Exactly.
Well, I move that we open nominations for the office of president of the board for the next 12 months.
Second.
I'd like to nominate Dr. Bill Lex as president.
I would like to nominate Rachel Goodman for president. And first of all, thank you very much, Angela. I have been president before, and I really believe that we do our best job if we share the leadership of the board. Rachel has not yet had that opportunity. All of us have had at different times that chance. So that's why I would defer to Rachel and encourage people to vote for her rather than for me.
I nominate Didor. Renominate him, yeah.
How many nominations? The person has to accept the nomination.
Well, I accept the nomination, and I just want to say a big thanks to you, Dr. Lex. It's an honor. I would only have one stipulation. I would love to be president, but as we all know, for the time being, I am down in Santa Clara, and my only concern would be I may be late on occasion. It would hopefully not be all the time, and this is probably the longest it's taken me ever to get back to Daly City, but that would have to be at least noted that there may be an occasion that I'd be late, that if either whoever the vice president or someone could fill in for that part. I don't know if that creates an issue, but for the time being, at least, and since hopefully I'm not down here for much longer, but while I am in Santa Clara, I am at the mercy of the traffic gods.
Well, that's one major reason to have the vice president position, yeah.
I move that the nominations be closed.
Second.
So you can just do a voice vote for the nominees in turn.
So how would that go, Sheila? How would that go?
Just each of the nominees, you can do a voice vote.
All right. We do a vote on, is it one by one?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you could just read
Yeah.
in
So-
order.
Sorry, Jill.
All
Thank you.
those in favor of Dr. Lex as president, reluctant president. Opposed? Everyone's abstaining.
Because you said not to.
Can we do a nomination for VP at the same time, or do you do one and then close it out?
And
And
the other, yeah. And for nominee Vice President Goodman? Although, yeah. Okay, so we have 4 votes. And for nominee President Tronco, we have 1 vote. Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You want to move on to Vice President?
We open the floor for nominees for vice president.
I would like to nominate Dr. Bill Lex for VP, if he so wants to accept or not.
I'm happy to vote for Dr. Bill Lex as well as vice president if he is willing to accept.
I'm happy to accept, and I would be happy to, stand in the wings should Rachel ever need to have someone open the meeting and then turn the gavel over as soon as she arrives.
Much appreciated. I really appreciate everyone for dealing with my text messages of whomever's on the channel of what may or may not happen of my journey.
Other nominations?
I was going to nominate Angela Powell.
Is she accepting?
I'm actually declining
Okay, then never mind.
due to similar reasons, Rachel. The workload's heavy.
Would mean both of us might be on a reduced schedule.
No.
Do you want to close the nominations?
May we have a closing of the nominations, please?
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
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 So we have 1 nominee, Dr. Bill Lex for vice president. All those in favor?
Ooh,
Aye.
We have been reorganized.
there you go.
That's great. So I'd like to congratulate Rachel, and
Congratulations, Rachel.
Thank you so much.
I know she'll do an outstanding job, and I don't know of anybody on the board that goes to more library events and more libraries in San Mateo County than Rachel.
Yes.
I spend a lot of time at the Westlake branch, but,
Oh, yeah?
it's very limited, so
very nice
I think,
branch.
it's entirely fitting that you be our next president.
Well, thank you. I do love my local libraries, from including Daly City. I know I like to harp on it that we need more hours and we need more everything, but I do love the libraries in general, love Daly City libraries, but any way I can support them, get out, go to events, meet people, socialize, talk about the greatness of libraries and why you should support them. And I just told our new general counsel he needs to get a library card ASAP. So.
Nice.
And I thank everyone's support for my nomination and election as vice president.
Yeah, thank you,
You're awesome.
Dr. Lex.
So we just have a agenda building and adjournment. Do we want to hand over the gavel?
Sorry, I have 5 million things here. The joys of office jobs.
And finally, as we're transitioning seats here, I'd like to thank Jador for his service as president. I think he's done an outstanding job.
You did great.
He's convened the meetings, he's run them efficiently, he's followed general parliamentary procedure. So thank you very much for your service, and I think you've done an excellent job.
Thank you.
do we have any other additional items, I guess, to add in addition?
Well, I think, our DCPLA collaboration with Astrid, is an ongoing reporting item. And then also the follow-up to the CLA webinar is 2 items.
Anything else for agenda building?
No.
So I just want to say thank you to everyone for getting me here. Thank you to Daly for leading us brilliantly for the last year. It's been greatly appreciated, and I guess that's all we have, yeah?
That's all we have.
So I will
Madam
adjourn
President.
What's that?
Madam President.
Thank you. I will adjourn the meeting at hopefully 6:50. I just want to say.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations. You're going to do a great job.